Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you are watching this from. So welcome to this webinar about 4 Colibri services that you may not know about yet. I am Benedict Fink, Colibri's new marketing manager. I arrived just a couple of months ago, so that's why some of you may not know me yet. But you will know for sure our two speakers of today, the very famous founders of Colibri, Nicolas Comard and Mehdi Karab. Nicolas Comard being the CEO and Mehdi Karab, expert product and R&D director. So before I let Nicolas guide you through the agenda, please do not hesitate to ask questions via the question tab or the chat tab. So we have a Q&A session at the end, so please ask away. So now I will let Nicolas start the webinar and tell you about today's agenda.
Thank you, Benedict. I'm more than happy to be with you today. And the topic of this webinar today is to introduce some added value services and new offer services we can provide in the global scope of Colibri software. So I will start with an introduction of the company and the global let's say scope of software of Colibri, and after we will detail some service offer. So Colibri, as you know, is a demand and supply planning tool, full cloud software solution in Microsoft Azure cloud technologies. We are a subsidiary of Visio Group. Visio is a big multi-tech company, big French multi-tech company with more than 2,500 people over the world, and it helps a lot in terms of expertise for Colibri for any tech services. We created Colibri in 2014 with the first module on the market named Vision to do the demand planning. And after a few years, in 2017, we decided to create the own Colibri company with a subsidiary of Visio Group, as I said. So today we have almost 1,000 users over the world, and that's it. We'll go towards the next slide to explain our main values. So in fact, the main aim of Colibri is to provide a simple and best practice package solution in terms of supply chain process to let's say everyone in the world. For this, the heart of the concept is to be simple. So we try to put simplicity everywhere in Colibri concept. Should it be in the module and the software conception, or in the methodology, or in the pricing, in the business model, simplicity need to be everywhere in the Colibri concept. For sure, we are safe and we are investing regularly on the security of the solution because we are on the cloud, but just because we are a software, in fact, and we need to provide the best class security insurance to all of customers. And last but not least, we like to say that we are a smart company, a smart solution. Mehdi Karab and myself are both the co-conceptor of the Colibri software solution, and we are both supply chain engineer. That means we are not salespeople, we are not tech people, and what we like to do is to find solution on the business issue of our clients and our users, and we are building the roadmap with all of you guys, all of your issues. That means Colibri is a solution that is enhancing continuously, and the solution today is really not the same as 2 years ago, and it will not be the same in 2 years. So the fact that the solution is enhancing with our clients and the problematic of our clients is something that is really important for us. So the Colibri story, we can say that it's not a long story because the company has been creating in 2008, 18 in fact. So let's say just we decided to, we get the idea to create the concept in 2012. We developed the first module in 2013. First arrival on the market with the vision module in 2014, and then a few years after, we developed the supply planning module named Flow, and also we conquered the abroad market with Europe, Asia, and North American continents. As I said, the year after, we created the Colibri company as the board of Viso decided that the Colibri business model was really successful and needs to have its own strategy. And we built it last year, some strategic partnership with Salesforce, and we also integrated Power BI as an embedded version into Colibri, bringing a lot of power on the analytics. This year, we just created an add-on for the Salesforce CRM solution. That means a sales guy can feed in his own forecast in CRM solution. And also we built the sales and operation module with the ability to plan the capacity of the resource and the industrial factories on the long-term view. Okay, good. So what is today the global scope of Colibri? So it's 4 modules: vision for the demand planning, flow for all the distribution and supply planning, the S&OP module for the long-term strategy in terms of industrial and supply chain strategy, and also the long-term capacity planning. And we have a module coming from a partner named Demand-Driven Technology, managing the manufacturing planning with a specialty on the DDMRP solutions. And in terms of technology, I already introduced this. So first of all, I will introduce our add-on in Salesforce CRM solution. So maybe Benedict, you can launch the video. Thank you. Perfect. So here you see we are in Salesforce CRM. So you are a sales guy, you have a look on your different countries and your different offers and products, and you can fill in some forecasts. Here you are in Colibri on the same screen. I mean on the product and the region, and you can directly fill in the value of your forecast in Colibri or in Salesforce, and at the end you have a duplicity of the information, and so that means both modules are up to date. It's very important for us because it allows the sales guy to work in only his own CRM solution, and we know with the multiplication of the software we are all working on, that it's very important to concentrate, I will say, the use case in one own software the guy used to have. So here for a sales guy, it helps a lot to do his process in Salesforce CRM. So it's okay for this part. So we can move forward on the next presentation. So I will introduce the customer support services we are providing. We have in fact three services. The first one is non-TMA but AMS, like applicative maintenance services, customer success services, and lemon learning services. So if I introduce first the AMS services, so in fact, if you are not covered by an AMS package, if you call the support of Colibri, we will help you, but it may generate an invoice based on the standard hourly or daily price. In fact, large part of our clients are more using some packages that offer a really best price to this service. You see the best seller is the 3 days package, and you can say that it's not really important in terms of budget, because with 3 days, major part of our customers are covering the whole year's AMS services. What is it in an AMS services? So you can manage service requests like changing or adding a dimension or a level in the dimension. You can manage integration of new data, create specific export or create standard Power BI. It can also be help on a new configuration, different assistants, or to be trained on the solution on a specific functionality, for example, if you do not remember how it works. Another service, including AMS services, is a customer success support. And in fact, customer success is a fixed price offer covering 12 months of open bar talk with our experts. That means for 12 months, for any assistance, for reporting, or for drive. When I mean drive, I mean our teams, our team of experts, knowing your configuration, will have a look on your process, your data, the evolution of the KPIs, for example, and they will, during steering committees, twice a year, provide you some analysis and action plan to help you to have the best results. So it's really interesting on the fact that we can be proactive and not just follow your needs, but also look at how you are using the solution. Is it proficient, and what can you do to have best results if it's possible? So this offer is really interesting for an important customer. Lemon Learning solution. So Lemon Learning is a pedagogic tool managing some information of workflow into the Colibri screen, and it helps a lot the key user to be drive into Colibri screen on how to do a workflow, what is the use of a button, where do I have to click if I want to do an action. So it helps a lot when you are in the first step in the solution to be drive and to be proficient. I don't know, maybe if you can introduce a screen on Lemon Learning to materialize how it works.
Sure, Nicolas, sure. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be there with you. And yeah, I'm excited to show you one of the new features we have made in Colibri, which is Lemon Learning. So I will not re-explain what Nicolas said, but the idea is that I'm rid of explaining, writing documentations that people never read. So we decided to use embedded learning paths within the solution. So this is what is Lemon Learning. So if you can see my screen, you will see that there is a pop-up here, and we make available to end users the ability to select a user guide and go through within the solution directly. So in my example, I wanted to refresh my memory on a screen for which I don't use oftenly and I don't remember, which is historical screen. So I asked Colibri to show me the pop-up, and now you can see that Colibri is taking my hand and is driving me through the path of going through the different screen. So I will be able to see okay, different step-by-step process. So I just have, everything I have to do is to follow this step. And sometimes, you know, there is different paths user can take. So are you aware about how it's work? In my case, I already know that. I just want to skip this and go directly to the most important part. It's, yeah, what are the global functionality? And if I click yes, the tool will really highlight me all the different area in the tool and explain me what it is. So really, I think it's a perfect tool for people who need a quick refresh in the solution or who are going to use the solution for the very first time. And what is nice with this solution is that it's not a fake database or fake environment. It's really on your data. So if you need to train or to make a sales guy coming to Colibri, it's a wonderful tool because everything is already plug and play with your own data and he can go through. And it's very, very easy and completely embedded in your Colibri solution. So if you're interested on this feature, really feel free to revert to us. I'm not going to through all the paths, but I just wanted to show you some, the most important step for this Lemon Learning tool. What I propose you, Benedict, perhaps it's to revert back to your presentation, and I will continue the different step. Yes, thank you very much. So Nicolas briefly introduced you the customer support, so how we can help you and on the way to manage your use of Colibri. But we are happy to explain two more new features, new capabilities that we can provide you. It's what we call data analysis. So within this bucket, data analysis, we are embedding two main features, two main services. One is related to data visualization, data viz, and another one is data science. So let's start with data visualization. One of the problem we raised with our customer was basically how the tool was perfect. Colibri was very good, but how can I easily take a decision at the relevant level? How can I be synthetic? Because when you are doing forecast, for example, you are generally in charge of thousands of products, but I need to be fast and synthesize. So this was one of the biggest challenge also that our customer were facing. And the last one is that when we are talking about S&OP or forecast demand planning, it's a process, which means that it's repetitive. And most of the time there is some meeting with your colleague, with your direction, so you need to animate those meetings. So when we mix those three pain points, we decided to embed everything in one new brick, which is smart data reporting. It's basically a feature which is, could you move to the next step, Benedict? It's based on one of the most powerful tools on the market, which is Power BI. And we decided to integrate these Power BI bricks into Colibri. So we call it's Power BI embedded within Colibri. So here today we have two offers. For our new customer, we have the packaged solution, which allow user to have predefined dashboard included in their own Colibri. Of course, no need for you to have a Power BI license. No, not at all. It's definitely embedded in your tool. So only users who have Colibri license, but they can access to this dashboard. So package offers. And for customers who have specific needs, who need fine-tune algorithm, fine-tune KPIs, we can propose customized dashboards. So in that case, we will start from scratch and build with you a brand new dashboard. So one simple example, you have in your company already some dashboard, but you are going to get rid of this existing dashboard. You want us to embed them in Colibri, and we can do that. So in that case, we will be able to replicate existing dashboard within Colibri. So the customized offer is definitely designed for that. So regarding the standard offer, what is packaged in your standard offer? With the experience of more than 50 customers, we were able to, let's say, to select three main targets, three main areas that can be covered with the standard offer. The first dashboard will be related to sales analysis. So basically it's dashboard which will focus on the past data, which is sales guide oriented, because you will be able to see your sales per period, to see the evolution per customer, etc. So to see if everything goes as you expect. So it's really one dashboard focused on the past data. We will see briefly a screenshot of this. Another dashboard, it's what we call the analysis of the evolution sales versus forecast. So when we are doing forecast, we are trying to challenge the past to guess the future. So it's interesting to compare those two time series, those two data, to see if we plan to have a growth or a decrease, etc. So also it's very important to compete the forecast with the sales. And the last one, which is the reliability analysis. Like I usually said, doing forecast, it's a good point, a starting point, but measuring if this forecast is accurate or not is much more interesting. So to do that, we have designed a dedicated dashboard which is fully dynamic and allow a very deep analysis. So I'm going also to show you a screenshot of it. So those dashboards are standard in the standard offer, and the main benefits are quite easy to understand. So from an IT perspective, there is no need of any data interface, so everything is plugged on your Colibri data. So it's really a plug and play service. It's almost real-time analysis. So almost, I want to be clear, we are not real-time. So it means that anytime a user is doing a modification in the tool, it's not going to be reflected in real-time in their dashboard, but those dashboards can be refreshed multiple times a day, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 8 times a day. So it can be really refreshed oftenly. It's also a very good lever to simplify commercials onboarding. So we know that it's sometimes a pain to onboard our customers or our salespeople in the tool. So giving them access to some dashboard in their forecasting tool can be a very good lever to mitigate, let's say, the adoption of a new tool. And of course, for you who are who have to manage meeting, reporting with your direction, who has to animate those meetings, it can be a tremendous tool for you to animate your meeting. And also the last point, which I'm not very happy, but I realize that we cannot get of Excel, so you also have the ability to export all the data into Excel if needed. So here, thank you, Benedict. Here are briefly 3 examples of the dashboard I was mentioning previously. So one is focusing on the top best customers. So it's mainly chart pie and bar chart where you can see the top performing customer, top performing product. So what is nice is that even if you are a sales guy or a marketing people or a supply chain manager, you can have the look to the information on the dimension you want. Sometimes you are more customer oriented, so you want to see the customer in line. Sometimes it's more the product mix, which is interesting for you. So all these dashboards are dynamic and allow you to drill down on the dimension you want. So here, I'm not going deep in detail, but you can easily see the evolution from one year to another and per country, per customer, etc. So perfect for analyzing the sales. Second package dashboard existing is the sales versus forecast comparison. So once again, the idea is to look at the past and compare it to the forecast. So standard example, I'm comparing 12 months in the past versus 12 months in the future. And I can see if I plan some growth on which market and where there is some issue, I can drill down to highlight the main point. So here you can see we have some map display capacity, which are very easy to plug and play. So if you just have the name or the country of your customer or the country of your location or site, it can be automatically fulfilled. And here you see, you can, in my example, I can say that for the next 12 months of forecast, I plan almost 4% growth, and almost in all the country, I plan to have this growth, and I can see it per product family, per customer, and drill down the level I want. And the last one is forecast reliability. Sorry for the spelling mistake. So it's a forecast reliability. Like I said, measuring forecast is important. So here the idea is that you can start from a very big overview, starting at high level, product family or brand, and then drill down to the sub-level to see where it's important. So you see you have a funnel on the right part of the screen, which is, for in my example, per region. Green are the best actors, red are the country where I need to improve myself. So I can easily see which country is performing good, which country is performing bad. And I can also do the same on the left part with the product hierarchy. So I can see the forecast accuracy at a global level and then drill down at product or subfamily level. So really this type of dashboard are completely dynamic and are the perfect tool when you are doing a review with your salespeople or your user to really, drill down your data and focus on what is important. So here was for the data viz part. So you understood that there is a very big now bricks of reporting available in Colibri. And the second part is data science. So in one sentence, how we can summarize it? We want with this brick, with this service, we want to offer our customer service that make your data talk, trying to find some information that were not easily findable or easily hard to find in your, because too many data, too many details. So we want to make data talk. So we have defined our data science offer in 4 different parts. I will not go in details across all those 4 parts. I will focus on one example to give you some clues of what can be done, but mainly for direction where we can go through. The first one is reliability analysis, FADA. FADA stands for Forecast Accuracy Deep Analysis. So this is typically when customers realize that their forecast accuracy is getting worse or slowly decreasing, slowly eroding. So they realize that the forecast accuracy is decreasing, but they don't know why. They cannot explain the reason why. So the idea is to trigger a meeting with us, and we will try to find and detect all the root cause in your data that can explain this erosion in the forecast accuracy. So we will try to dig in your data, focus, find the most impacted item, customer, and try to see, for example, what is the reason. One of the example we are usually taking to our customer, was the forecast accurate? Was the statistical forecast good or better or bad versus the user input? Did the user input, forecast input was correct? And if not, across which horizon, for which horizon? Was the forecast for the next 3 months ahead good or not? 6 months ahead good or not? So we will try to clusterize it and find a mitigation strategy to increase the forecast accuracy. Clustering analysis is the one I'm going to focus on, but basically the idea is to group product based not on their ERP classification, but on their behavior, their strength, seasonality. And I will show you a brief example just after. Interdependence analysis. This one is in data science linked to the correlation between variables. So in Colibri, you will have many time series, many data, additional data, budget, sales order, firm orders, etc. And here the idea is to find some correlation in between different time series. The perfect example is when you are launching new product, do you know the impact on existing one? Is it going to cannibalize? Is it going to eat some market share of an existing product? So this is basically the idea of the interdependency analysis. And the last brick is data visualization, because we really think that data science should not only be mathematics, hard, difficult formula, but it should, of course, be also a data visualization dashboard. So with all our service, we propose you to get your data visualized on a dashboard. So not only math, but also some representation. So now, and of course, sorry, on demand also, if you have some, very specific, as it's very hard to address all the problematic of all the customer, we will be really happy to help you if you have some very specific issue, so we can discuss together and try to fight those issues together. So on demand approach is also, of course, possible. And now let's focus on the clustering analysis. And show you what can be done on one concrete example. So the first assumption is that you don't have time to go through all your items when you are doing forecast. And I think you definitely agree with me. It's not possible, humanly feasible, to go through all items when you are responsible of forecasting more than 1,000 items. So time is the bottleneck. So the idea with such tool like Colibri is to allow you to work at aggregate level, to make the good decision, to change value very easily and very fast. So this macro vision is very important for taking strategic decision and also mass editing the data. But when we group data at a macro level, there is an issue, because most of the time, this macro level come from ERP classification. So if we go to the next slide, thank you, we will raise 3 problems linked to that. The first one, and here this is our experience, we have done perhaps 70 forecasting project, and every time the hierarchy that is used in the tool is coming from the ERP 100% time. So it means that product classification and marketing and customer classification usually was built in the ERP based on marketing or production concern, but not on a group logic and behavior logic. So it means that, okay, it's great to group product, but sometimes you are mixing product within a same product family. And also, which is the third issue, is that when you are talking about families, it does not mean that all families have the same number of child within. So we usually see that the number of family usually have a number of products that can vary from a factor from 1 to 30. So it means also that when you are looking at a specific family, sometimes this family will include one product and sometimes it's going to include 30 products, which is very hard for human when you are switching from one family to another to adjust to his mind to this. So what is our solution to that? We propose to have a coherent approach. Sorry, this was my fault. It's another slide explaining just in graphic one of the issue. You see here, first screen is an aggregated view of the sales, for example, so at family level. So when we look at this family level, we think that everything goes smooth. There is no trend and so no real seasonality. But if we go and drill down at the product level, you can see that this family is based on 3 articles, and each of them has a very different pattern. So one is stable and one is decreasing and the other one is increasing. So of course it's impossible for a human being to guess that when you are looking at aggregated level. So our idea is to try to find the most suitable way to group products. So let's do some assumption. Imagine you're a company, you are managing 2,000 articles. Usually you have 150 families. Let's say it's an assumption, but it's some average we have made with existing figure. And each family belongs to a range of 8 ranges, so aggregated level. You can see in the pyramid on the right. So theoretically, you will have 14 articles per family. But in reality, in practice, sometimes you will see that one family will have more than 300 products and 20 families will have only one article. So it means that, like I said previously, for one user, it's very hard when switching from one family to another to guess that there is not the same granularity. So one of the solution we provide with this data science solution, it is to allow user to group product not based on ERP attribute, but based on behavior. So we will run some analysis. We will do some workshop with you. We will define how many buckets, how many range of products you want. So do you want to group product into 20, 15 buckets of same behavior? Once we define this with you, we will create the algorithms that will group those products based on those 15 criteria. And every month or every 2 months or every 3 months, we will be able to update the category and the criteria. The very good point is that it does not request anything from your IT, so there is no need to change anything. It's going to be an attribute that is going to be calculated in Colibri. And what is nice also is that you will be able to work at aggregate level, and when you will look at one specific bucket, you will know that you will group products that behave the same in terms of seasonality and trend, and also you will know that when you are switching from one family to another, the number of products that are going to be impacted by your modification will be roughly the same. So no risk of having the schema I have in the bottom of the slide. So I hope it was clear. So yes, here is the example. 3 original situation on the left. So family with different type of products, some products which are very important, some very small product, atomicity. And on the right, this is our solution having some group criteria that mix product having the same pattern and roughly the same number of product per family. Thank you. I hope I was clear for those 2 points, Nicolas. So feel free to to continue talking about automation if you want.
Thank you, Mehdi. It was really clear. Thank you for this detailed analysis on the data analysis. Let's talk now about automation, robotization, as you want. What we are seeing today that the user, I mean, for Colibri, but for any software, in fact, are less and less full-time on one use case. So if I'm talking about the use case of demand planner, usually one user is not a demand planner at a full time, for Colibri software at least. That means they need, as it is possible, they need a close support to do the process by the software or by the software editor. And automation is a key topic. That means how to auto-process all the tasks that can be auto-processed in a software and in Colibri. So we have two main topics. And so the first case is into Colibri. The second case is communication between Colibri and the external environment. But the most important one is the first one. We did already the full Colibri automation. That means we can set up Colibri in autopilot for the demand planning. Import and cleaning of the historical data, calculate with algorithms the raw forecast, generate based on some rules the automatic consensus, generate the export, generate the analysis, communicate the analysis by mail. All of this can be done automatically. Well, that doesn't mean it will replace the demand planner, but that means it can assist the demand planner with the level of robotization the demand planner needs. And having an automatic process will never be best than managing the demand planning by a user, but it's still better than doing nothing. So if the user doesn't have the time, it's still better to do it automatically. And at least the user will be able to see the global report and the global analysis at the good level of granularity he needs, and he will be able to have specific action just looking the warning on what is really strategic or important, and it will help him to do the best added value decision and task in the system. So this is really important for us. The second point is to manage automatically the specific export and the specific communication with the ERPs or other BI tool. So we have also some automation on this. But really the main important is that Colibri today is able to help at a really, really important level the user based on all the automatization and all the tasks. And the next level would be for Colibri to have an auto engineering. That means having a look on how is calculated the forecast, for example, and auto generate a new configuration of the forecast to have best results, for example. So it's auto learning, in fact, on the process to have better results. So do not hesitate to ask us and to consult us if you need some more information on this automatization services. I think it's really trendy now. And we will finish with some few added services we have that we couldn't have one single category for them, but two types of services. The first one is research and development boost. So in fact, as I said, we have 75% of the team of Colibri team working on the research and development and on the roadmap. We are building the roadmap regarding the needs we have with the user and the client. But sometimes, for some reason, one client on one specific topic, we need to have the new features as soon as possible, I mean. And it's not always possible because we have a roadmap and we have a lot of clients to serve. So if you need a new features now or in the short term, I will say, you can pay a ticket to have a R&D accelerator So it's a paying fee because we have to also to build a double team to work on this case dedicatedly. So that's why it's payant. But to be clear, it's not a specific development on the solution. We have no specific on Colibri, just one code used by all the user. It's still the intellectual property of Colibri software, and once it's delivered, it will be published for all the use case. The second part of the Service Plus is any data restructuring services, because I mean today all of us we have a lot of variability in our environment, the strategy of the company, the capitalistic strategy of the company with fusions, change in the ownership, I mean a lot of things. So if, for example, you change the strategy, your maturity change, you want to add one more axis, to remove an axis, to change the codification, to integrate a subsidiary with their own historical data, everything that is touching the structure of Colibri. In fact, we have some services for this. And what is important for you to know is that it's not expensive. I mean, the main problem in a lot of software when you have to manage this case is sometimes it's always a single project with, I don't know, 20 or 50 days just to change the codification. In Colibri software, we did the conception of Colibri to have an agility in the software to manage this easily. So for us, usually it's between 1 and 3 days, depending the complexity. But the financial impact for you and the impact in terms of delay for you is really, really small. So do not hesitate if you have some change and move in the structuration of your process and data to consult us, and we will help you to put Colibri at the good level of information. So that's it for this point. I don't know if you have any question. Do not hesitate to send us on the GoToWebinar platform. And I think we did the global presentation. I don't know, Benedict, if you want to conclude.
Sure, yes. So yeah, it's the end. So if you have questions, please do not hesitate to send them. Or if not now, you can send them maybe later. You know Nicolas, Mehdi, or Erwan. So if nobody has any questions, I think in the end, you can have the replay tomorrow. I will send it to you.
Okay, thank you everyone. Bye bye.
Everyone, so much, and
yeah, bye bye.